Hello. So this video is going to be about Gen Z and my some of my predictions for the future of how things might turn out. So there's this Gen Z theological crisis going on. Some people have written articles about it, and they're worried that the new generation, doesn't really care too much about church attendance, and they don't really know a lot of the doctrines. Their knowledge of Christianity is weaker than the previous generations, and all of that's true. I mean, it's not that strange. There are more people in Gen Z, that are like atheist or agnostic, or simply spiritual, and they don't really know a lot about Christianity. Things that the older generation, like, we just kind of know, like we kind of understand some Bible stories. That knowledge is it's weakened basically. And honestly, this is not that surprising. This has been an ongoing problem. It's nothing new, really. Knowledge of church doctrine has been sort of waning over the last few decades. It's been getting worse and worse. You can actually, as far as like the apostasy goes, I mean, you can probably trace it back over 100 years to the late 1800s, actually. But a lot of people haven't really done that research, so they don't know that it's, our America's spirituality has been in free fall for over 100 years now. So this is actually nothing new. It's just, a lot more, we're evident now in this generation. So on the one hand, yes, Gen Z's knowledge is waning. On the other hand, there is some positive news, and that is because of all of this left-wing propaganda, and it's gotten really, really crazy. There is now this conservative revival now, especially evident in the last month, ever since Charlie Kirk was assassinated. That somehow hit some nerve, and a lot of people are starting to wake up. So because the liberals have gone, really far left and gotten really crazy, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So the crazier the left gets, the more powerful it's going to swing back to the right. So now you're having like this conservative revival. Now that doesn't necessarily mean people are going to come back to church, but that has happened. But so there is this talk of among Gen Z that maybe the young men are starting to come back to church, and there has been an increase in church attendance, especially among young guys. So there is some good news. So yeah, the knowledge of church doctrine is kind of weak, but there is some hope that some of that might get fixed. So we have good news. So on the one hand, like most of the younger generation, they don't really know much about church. On the other hand, that kind of gives us a blank slate to work with. If they don't really know anything, then when you bring them to church, there's less bad doctrine to fix. If they don't know anything about church, it's easier to start them on the right foot just by giving them the Bible and giving them proper Bible doctrine. So there is a bit of a conservative revival, and especially the young men in Gen Z are coming back to church. Now, in the long run, what will probably happen? Church attendance might grow in Gen Z, but I'm still rather skeptical about like there being people that care about biblical accuracy, because so far most people, especially Christians, I haven't noticed a lot of care for proper Bible doctrine. Why do you think we have so many denominations? We have so many denominations because most people don't actually care about the truth. They don't actually care about what the Bible says. Because if they did, we wouldn't have that many denominations, because they would just read the Bible and we wouldn't really get that many different variations. So that's what's been happening. So I don't exactly have a lot of faith that that's going to change. So what we're probably going to have is we might have an increase in church attendance, but it will probably be a shallow brand of Christianity, just like it has been for the last few decades. Unfortunately, I don't really see that trend changing. It might even get worse. We might have even more lukewarm Christianity. People might get saved at best, but as far as growth, and wanting to be discipled, to learn more about the Bible and grow as a Christian, I haven't really seen much desire among people for that. And unfortunately, so I don't really see that trend changing. So it's probably going to be just more of the same. But yeah, that's the current situation. See ya.